Hello, my beautiful badgers. Messi got it back again with another Christmas live dev interview. This time with Polyart Studios, makers of the delightful Dreamscape nature series that's available on Unity and Unreal. And if you're wondering just how much work goes into making Unreal and Unity assets, well, you're going to find out in this delightful live dev interview, which took place on all the W's or twitch.tv/TheMessyCoder, where you can catch me on Saturdays having wonderful chats with people just like Polyart Studios. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you all in a moment. Everybody sitting at home in front of your Google Watches, your Alexa microwave PCs of the future, give a warm and messy welcome to Polyart Studio. In particular, it's Alex Badnaru.
Not even close.
But
not even close.
It's Alex from Polyart Studio.
I'll spare you. It's Budnario. It's not something that English speakers can pronounce. Like every time I get Amazon, parcels or mail, they always say my name in a different way, and it's always wrong. But it got funny now.
Hang on, it's Budnaru.
Budnario.
Budnaru.
Yeah, it's like you can't. In English, there aren't a lot of words that have the "u" sound, like "boo," like "boo." It's like "boo," like you're scared. Budnario, and you, like Ryu. Ryu from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So it's Budnar Ryu with Ryu at the end. There you go.
Chat, like, how is that tripping you up? it's. I want to psych your blood. He's not from Transylvania. Part of
I am from Transylvania.
There you go. See,
I actually am.
Do people walk around Transylvania saying that? Is that?
No, we just do it. We don't say it. We just do it.
Exactly.
Like if you say it, it's not as effective anymore because people tend to run away. If you just do it, it's fine.
So they know that it's coming. If they don't know it's coming.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. All right, so it says here that there's 3 of you in the team. Now, I guess
that's a lie.
So why is there not more on this team's page?
Because I'm not good at editing websites, and I'm too cheap to hire somebody to edit the website. So it hasn't been updated since it was just 3 of us. Basically, up until, to be honest, this year, like early 2022, it was just myself and my wife, Fiona, and we have an old friend and consultant that actually helped us make Pixel 2D, the 2D platformer engine that we made for Unreal Engine.
There it is here. Showing it here. So you got Pixel 2D, the top down, and the platformer.
Yes. I mean, yeah, Pixel 2D top down and Pixel 2D platformer, those two. So he helped us with the difficult C++ parts, and I'm not a very good coder. I'll just say it out straight out of the gate. So basically, he handled the more complex part of I mean, maybe you don't know. You don't use Unreal Engine. So the thing with Unreal Engine, if you allow me to
please do
rant a bit, is that it's a great engine, but for 3D games. They started working on a 2D system called Paper 2D, but it was just basically made by one guy there at Unreal Engine as a passion project. And then when Fortnite got big, they moved him to Fortnite, and they kind of abandoned their Paper 2D system. So it had the basics of something you could do for 2D, but it wasn't quite at the same level as their 3D capability. So we saw that there was a niche, there. So we figured, let's take the 2D capabilities of Unreal Engine and bring them on par with the 3D capabilities. Obviously, easier said than done, but we did manage to make a whole animation system for 2D, like just replicate their 3D animation system and apply it for 2D, like flip books as well, and rewrite their tileset editor, adding support for like things like top-down rendering, where when you have a top-down game, like there's the question like which pixel gets drawn first, like the Z fighting, because they're on the same scale.
Yeah.
And usually it's in 3D games that's not an issue, but in 2D games it doesn't work out as well. So Unreal didn't have support for uh, proper 2D perspective, so we added that in, and we also made a 2D tile editor that supports animated tile sets, which means you can put just any random 2D animations instead of a tile, like moving trees and grass and fires, etc. And also we had the support for destructible tile sets, so you can have a bomb or something, and it just blows up part of the tile set. So that
All the things that
uh,
you take for granted in Unity don't
exactly,
exist in Unreal. I had no idea
exactly.
about that. Wow.
Yep, yep. So we added that in, and we actually got in touch with Epic Games and told them what we were doing. So they gave us a grant in 2020 to finish the Pixel 2D engine, and we did, and we launched it, and
What
the rest is
they
history.
gave you money
Yep,
to make an asset to sell on their marketplace to then make more money.
yep, pretty much.
Are you listening, Unity? Are you listening? Are you? Rather than punishing your asset
And
publishers. So, are we allowed to ask how much the grant was? Like, was it enough for you to go? Even if this doesn't make any money, we're okay, or was it enough just for you to be able to finish development? You don't have to say the numbers.
uh, I'm not gonna say the numbers. I don't want people, begging me for money afterward. just, just kidding. Basically, so I need to. It's a bit of a history. So we started out working on Pixel 2D back when I was still working as a games designer in the industry. I think it was 2018, and we were doing it in our spare time, a bit after work, a bit in the weekend, etc. But I always wanted to have found my own studio, like my own company, etc. And my wife was just getting like into 3D, doing some she's a self-trained 3D artist. She used to be a food quality engineer, but after she moved to the UK, basically since we kept having to move in different towns because of my jobs in the games industry, and those towns weren't really the towns where she could find work. She started retraining as a 3D artist. So she started selling some of her assets on the asset store as well. Those they aren't available anymore. We've removed them. And in the background, I was doing the Pixel 2D work. And then in 2019, we saved up some money, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna quit my job, and we're gonna focus on this full time.
Oh wow,
I did,
that's
yeah,
risky.
yeah. It was risky. I did a bit of game design consultancy as well, just to pay the bills. And we did release a couple of 3D packs, but at the beginning they were generating some income, but not enough, and we were kind of burning through our savings.
Oh dear, was that
At
on Unreal and Unity, or was that just on one of them that you
so
released?
uh, for the 3D stuff,
Yeah.
it was initially just Unreal because I had more experience with working with Unreal, especially 3D stuff. We did eventually started porting stuff to Unity as well, but not at the beginning. It was like the learning curve was a bit higher, and we just wanted to release stuff quickly, so we could pay the bills. So from that, I think it was February 2020. We had a couple of months of money left before I would have to, get go back to finding another job, and we got an email from Epic Games saying that, hey, here's a grant for Pixel 2D, and the sum was high. It was significant even for UK, and that basically kind of saved our studio.
Wow.
It allowed us to relax a bit, put some effort into polishing Pixel 2D, hire some, outsource some extra art, and just basically allowed us to focus on, instead of just releasing things quickly to get revenue to support ourselves, it allows us to spend more time and to make something that we thought was better. So that's kind of how the Dreamscape things were built. So we took a lot of time. We took a few months, did a lot of research and development, experimentations, etc. And I just wanted to make it more proper. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry for the long
No,
rant.
that's a one. I mean, that's great because literally you had the Wolves at the door, 2 months to go,
Hmm.
and then in the 11th hour,
Epic Games
do,
to the
Deus
rescue.
Ex Machina. If this was a
Yeah.
movie, that it's the makings of a movie. This story, isn't it? Like the
Yep.
last minute, just before you're having to cash in your dreams.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. So
Wow.
that was, yeah. We basically, back then, we were really, saving everything. We didn't go out and anything. So when we got, it's a funny story. When we got the grant, we decided to celebrate and went out to IKEA to buy a hot dog there. It was my wife's idea.
I know that feeling. Those you can't beat an IKEA hot dog.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Like we used to live back then. We used to live in Leamington Spa, which is
Oh,
a
I know
pretty big
Leamington
hub.
Spa. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work there. That's why.
I
Like,
was
it's a
going to
big
say
hub for.
there's a big hub for game
Yep.
development down there.
And they had like an IKEA in Coventry, which was really close, but they closed it during COVID permanently. So kind of sucked.
Even the computer magazines were all based around there, like Games Master and the rest of them were in Leamington Spa.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah. I haven't read like a computer magazine in ages. They all kind of died out years ago in
Oh, they
Romania.
they're still there in the UK, gathering
Yep.
dust at the newsagents.
I mean, I'm sure some people buy them.
I think it's like £15 for one for 5-page magazine with a CD on the front. You don't even get a CD anymore. Nobody's got a CD-ROM on their computer to be able to plug it in. So like before we jump into the Dreamscapes, how well now is the Pixel 2D stuff selling then on Unreal? Is it like really popular, or do not a lot of people want to do 2D with Unreal?
It's still popular. Obviously, it doesn't generate as much. Like, and after it launched, it generated like 80% of our revenue. It was that was it. A lot of people did it, but now it died down a little, especially like the launch of Unreal 5. More people are excited for 2D and for 3D, sorry, and not as many for 2D, but it still sells. Like, I admit I kind of have neglected it a bit. It's still like it has a ton of features, but the documentation is pretty pretty bad. A lot of people said, when are we gonna add feature this or that? And I said, feature, it has that feature. Where is it mentioned? Well, I'm mentioning it to you right now. But I never found the time to properly update the documentation, and that's something I plan to do.
Is
And
that is
then
that a promise? Are you making a promise now live on stream that you are
I,
going to
I,
be?
I've made that promise on my Discord
Well, there you
server as well,
go.
so might as well make it here as well.
But you've got things on the Unreal that aren't yet on Unity, excluding the. I mean, there's no point making the Pixel platform engine if
Yeah,
Unity has supports all these most of these features out of the box.
it, it does. Plus, there's no porting stuff over from Unreal to Unity, especially code. You just have to make it from scratch. And to be honest, there are a lot of great 2D uh, engines and Unity, like the one from More Mountains, I think.
Oh, it's lovely, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. They have a top-down one as well, so there's no point, like we wouldn't. There's no point in competing with them.
But you do have the. We're gonna have a look at it in the
Oh,
second. By the way, because you mentioned them, Link in chat there. Oh, hang on. More mountains. There we go. Link in chat for more mountains. We interviewed them. I think it was last Christmas or maybe the Christmas
Awesome.
before. So if you go over to YouTube, ! YouTube, you could watch my interview with more mountains. I try to speak
Nice.
French because they're based over in I think Canada.
Canada.
Yeah. Although the French moved to Canada, so not native Canadians. I think I recall. I don't remember much, Alex. I'm getting old, mate. I'm getting old. But what I do know is that your modular stylized village, the open world environment from Polyart Studio, that will be coming to Unity, though, won't it?
Yes. I'm working on it right now. It would have been done faster, but the guy that does our level design, he's a friend of mine, ex work colleague that has since left the games industry, but still likes to do some level design from time to time. So he did most of our level design, but he's busy for Christmas, so I have to do it myself. So it takes.
You know, you can release an asset without a demo scene.
I don't.
People don't seem to like it much. These I used to be. I went through two phases, Alex. I went through one phase where I would be angry if there wasn't a nice demo scene laid out with all of the artwork, so I could walk around, right? And then I was the other side of the argument. Like, there's too many people just flipping this demo scene. It should be a lot smaller in scale, the demo scene. What is your view on that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are flipping our demo scenes. We have a lot of people just trying to sell our demo scenes on Kickstarter. We've had people just ripping our trailers and trying to sell them on Kickstarter. We had to do a lot of DMCA's.
Wow.
But yeah, yeah, I mean, it's normal, you know, and we have a lot of like, I think biggest my biggest pet peeve of mine is when like people find, you know, issues with the demo scene and like, well, why can't I go over after this wall, or why are some of the doors closed in the village? Okay, because it's a demo scene, you know, like its purpose is to demonstrate the asset. It's not a game, but some people treat it like that, and I think at this point we're too far down the line to not have them anymore. You know, we started out with demo scenes. I think this is our demo scenes. I'm not probably not the first ones who did it, but when we did especially like this, the Meadows one that you're looking
Mm-hmm.
at right now, there weren't big demo scenes. Like most demo scenes were like, you know, small, you know, just a small chunk, see the assets in action, etc. But since I'm a game designer and I do like to do some game design, level design, etc. This was making the demo scene was a very fun part for me. Like I always like doing environmental storytelling, and even here, even if you don't know, even if it's not a game, it doesn't have any plot. In my mind, it does. You know, things happen. Like that sacrificial altar has a purpose. Has a, you know, it's it's fun for me. You know, it's fun for us, and it's fun for us when we create the assets to have like stories in our mind, like especially environmental storytelling that some of the our users see, most of them don't, but that's fine. You know, it's a nice it's something that I do for us as well.
You've also got the support for Veg Studio and Nature Renderer as well
Yeah,
in here.
yeah, because to be honest, it's mostly out of necessity. Uh, just because back then when we were doing especially the meadows, Unity's default grass system was bad, like really bad. You couldn't do custom grass shaders, so you can see our grass moving about and it's like nicely in the wind and etc. You couldn't really do that. You had to use the Unity grass system, which had their own shaders, and you can only use 2D textures, and it looked pretty bad. I'll have to admit, we couldn't get a good looking results with them, and most 3D packs at the time just included the grasses as prefabs and said, well, figure out your own solution. Don't use the Unity terrain editor. But now, with 2021, they finally added support for custom grass shaders, so we can use, and you can basically put any grass shaders with the grass system and it works, which is great because that means no more needing for third-party integrations or custom solutions that we added in Tower with the Critias thing, which
Yeah, what is that Critias thing?
the Critias thing was um basically it it was my solution to not making people have to download things, purchase things like vegetation shaders or what? Or sorry, Vegetation Studio Pro or Nature Render, because a lot of my clients, our clients said, "Oh, well, I don't have Nature Render. Can't I make the grass look good?" And my answer is, unfortunately, not. And never like that. I had to tell them you have to buy another asset in order for it to make look good. So uh, I found I did a bit of searching. I found the guy that made the Critias foliage system. He's also Romanian, so
Oh, it was a
I
coincidence.
yeah I chatted him up on LinkedIn, and he open sourced it at one point because he didn't want to support it anymore. And I asked him, "Hey, can I include it with our Dreamscape stuff?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, uh, no problem." So with the tower, I included it just because it was out of the box. You could just buy the tower pack and you'd have the grass working nicely. You don't have to install anything else on top of it. It just worked. It was like that's what I want to do. Make stuff that just works. But obviously, since it's not supported anymore, it's it. I can imagine that in a couple of years down the line, 1 or 2 years, it might not work with the Unity's updates, and I don't know enough about it to fix all of the issues. I did fix some of them. It's working now, but I can guarantee it's gonna work in the future. So that's why I'm happy that custom grass shaders are supported. So my plan is to do a revamp, a slight revamp for all of our older packs after the village one is released for Unity, and just make them up to, update them and remove all of these weird requirements. Remove the necessity for Kritia shader, etc., and just implement it with the default solution in Unity 2021, and that should hopefully satisfy everyone.
But that means that the minimum requirement is going to be Unity 2021.
Yes, but that is fine because I did. I actually did the. I did both the community survey and as asset store publishers, we do have access to Unity's internal data. And by the time we do this, most of our most of the people will already be migrated to 2021 and 2022. And basically, for everybody that's on older version, they still work. It's not like the versions don't work anymore. They still work. You still have support. You can still access the older version. You can still have Critias, etc. And if you're not gonna upgrade Unity's version, then you're not bothered about Critias not the Critias system, for example, not working in Unity 2022. Because as soon as you upgrade, you'll get a new version which will just work. Makes sense? Yeah.
It does make sense. I, I'm a little bit scared to learn another grass system, so I think I'll wait for 2021. So having credit. So just to make it clear, this is going to be, I think, my last Critias question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. If I've got now the Polyart scene and I've imported in Nature Renderer, does that mean the Critias painter is no longer being used?
No, it's in this case it's gonna be used. That's just
So
the nature
both of
render
them
only.
used together.
In this case, in the tower aspect, it's actually just Critias because what Nature Renderer does is it allows you to use your custom shaders for the Unity default terrain system, right? So if we use the Unity default terrain system, then you would be able to use custom shaders because Unity couldn't support it. Critias is something completely unrelated to anything, so it just paints grass on its own custom grid. It has nothing to do. So in this case, installing Nature Renderer wouldn't change anything for the tower. Yeah.
I think I understand.
It's a pretty cool system actually, but it's just it's one more system to learn, and it's something that it doesn't have the best UI and UX, so it's like it's fine. It was an experiment. It's gonna be gone from the.
Chris is asking me, is it easy to use with Gaia if you don't have the Procedural Worlds add-on for it? I have no idea, Chris.
Well, if it helps,
it does help. Please tell us.
I make all the demo terrains are initially made in Gaia. So.
There you go. Have you got one of those Gaia profiles with all of your stuff in that you can share with people, or is it all top secret?
I don't. If I do, I don't know, but we will be having our own Microverse profiles very soon for all our assets.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes, so I've been in touch with Jason about that. He shared the. He basically shared Microverse with me. I gave it a play and then said I'm gonna do it, but then I'm gonna add the compatibilities myself, but then didn't because I was super busy with everything. But we had another publisher, Roland. Not sure if he's in chat. He's here that said
it depends what time of the night is he might be in bed by now, but he'll probably catch the VOD later.
Cool. So thank you. He offered to basically just do it for me, and so thanks, Roland. I think.
Well, everyone should thank Roland because it means now that we get it. And Itolic's saying Microverse box, it does rock. And we had Jason on the stream just the other month, and Microverse is on a sale! Exclamation mark! Microverse.
We're on the sale as well.
You are! Exclamation mark! Polyart as well.
Yeah. Grab our. I'm gonna make shill myself.
You should. Bit, but that's why you're here. Shill away. Shill away.
You can grab our bundle now, 50% off. That's a saving of $70 plus a saving of $85 from buying them separately. So that's a lot of money saved. You can buy a lot of, burgers with that money.
You could. A lot of IKEA.
A lot of IKEA, like a ton, because they're cheaper than a burger. So yeah, go for that.
Or a bag of the frozen meatballs from IKEA as well that you can get.
I haven't had those.
They're really nice.
Those. I like the hot dogs and I like the chocolate. Great.
Well, I don't think you can. Don't they sell the hot dogs frozen so you can make them at home yourself? It won't be the same, will it?
Yeah, it's not the same. It has.
The meatballs you can make it at home and they will be the same. So there you go. So you need to be buying these so that they can be getting the meatballs at home. Now I'm playing about with the tower version. Yeah. You're saying that the team is bigger than just the two of you and your wife now. So what this tower asset?
Yeah. It was just so basically the first pack that was made exclusive by myself and my wife is the village. So the tower is made by the two of us. And can you put the post processing? I don't like how it looks without the post processing.
I haven't clicked play yet. I'm looking around to see if I can find anything that's broken first.
You can find things that are broken in all our packs. We're very, very sloppy. Like I'm personally very sloppy as a human being, but I am trying to improve. So
can I ask you how long did it take your wife to get retrained as a 3D artist?
A lot, basically she started, I was still in Brighton, so 2016 is when she started, so about 4 to 5 years until we got to a level where it was acceptable for us to sell her stuff on
but that's not a lot. That's not a long time.
It's not, but it's not.
That's amazing.
It's not that much.
Yeah,
she's a big fan of it. She tried a couple of different things, but then one day when I was at work, she said, "What about 3D?" So I gave her Blender, a couple of tutorials in Blender, and that was it.
Well, you're very lucky. My wife wanted to learn to use Unity, and she was playing about, did a few tutorial videos and courses. She got frustrated with the how bad the Udemy courses were and the videos she was watching on
Yeah.
YouTube, and then she gave up and got bored of it.
Yeah.
And I bought her there was a Humble Bundle course. Oh, this water looks lovely, by the way. We're inside
Thank
Unity
you.
still, and
Yep.
it looks lovely. And I bought a Humble Bundle of Blender training, and I said, do you want to do it over Christmas? Nah, not really in the mood. So I'm going to show her this video afterwards and go, look at this husband and wife team. It's bringing them closer together. They're loving working with each other. You are now. Tell us,
Yeah.
are you loving working together?
Well, um, I am, but sometimes I don't think she is, because I'm very I'm a perfectionist. I'm very obsessed with the perfection, but I don't really share my my vision that well. So she's just like, is this okay? No. Why? I don't know. Make it better. You know?
Does she turn around and say, "You're not the boss of me"?
Uh,
Who is the? Oh, look, some floating glass. Who is the boss?
I mean, technically, it's we own 50%
There
of the
you go. It's
company
a
each,
partnership.
so it's a partnership. Oh, yeah, you found my floating glass. So, like the tower is an interesting situation
That's Gaia's
because
problem with the floating glass, though, isn't it?
it's just because you can fix it, but you need to tweak. You need to tweak the grass and where it appears and whatnot. And as I said, it's a demo scene, so it's not a playable game. I'm not that bothered about fixing
Of
all
course, it's
the
a playable
grass.
game. This is going to get flipped into about 50
It
different
was.
games on Steam.
It was flipped a lot of times, like mostly the Unreal version. So the thing with the tower is that when we launched it on Unreal, it did extremely well. Like it mega well, like a huge success, like incredible success. And then we thought, oh, it's gonna do the same in Unity, and it wasn't, because
Really?
yeah, it was. I mean, it sells okay, but I don't consider it success that successful.
It's harder to get noticed now in Unity because there's so many assets, but
Well,
there's a lot on Unreal, though. There's
there's a
a
lot
lot.
of Unreal, and older assets sell better than this one. So it's not about that. I think it's about it's interesting because there's differences between Unity and Unreal, both the lighting systems, both the rendering system, like everything. So the same asset can look very differently in both of them. And I think we found out the hard way that, at least for this, I think the style, like how the foliage ended up looking, and overall the lighting just isn't up to the same level of quality as Unreal. But I do have a plan to fix this.
HDRP?
No, no, it's just like I need to remake some of the foliage to make it fit better with the overall style and lighting that Unity can offer us, and the overall, like, the needs of the Unity, because our Unity customers and Unreal customers are pretty different. I found out that, at least for our Unity customers, they appreciate more, let's say, a bit more stylization, a bit less realism. Something
Really?
cleaner. Yeah, that's at least at least the customers that choose our packs and that chose our previous packs, some of them were kind of disappointed with how some of the things ended up looking in Unity. And I'm not sure if you can, just a comparison, if you can pull up our Unreal Engine page and see the exact same assets, exact same scene, just copied one to one. I think that you can see the difference, and it's not, we didn't change anything. It's just how it looks.
All right, let me
So
find the
yeah,
tower. Here we go. So here's the
uh,
tower
you can
screenshots.
screenshots and especially the GIFs. We have like a link to the GIFs up somewhere in the description, and it looks much better in motion. So I think especially scenes like this. I think this shows like the thickness and foliage and the mood much better than we did in our unit. It's up. Go up a bit.
Just waiting
Up,
to
up.
go
Yeah, there
to.
you go. Trailer gifs. Trailer gif.
Oh, I'm sharing my screen with you on Discord, by the way, so you're getting it
Oh.
without any.
Well, actually,
Lag.
I just see Unity on Discord.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Discord's being great then.
So I think a lot of people would agree that this asset ended up looking better in Unreal than Unity, which fair enough. And the same thing happened to the village when I was porting it over, especially some of the trees and foliage, even some of the textures didn't look quite right. But this time, like I tried to preempt, like a preemptive strike, and I did make some changes. So I did adapt the trees, I make changes to the trees, I made changes to the texture and everything just to make it look great, as great in Unity as it does in Unreal, or at least as great, maybe even better.
Wow, I didn't even think of it. How about the waterfall then? So, is there how you did the effects for the waterfall in Unity versus Unreal?
So basically, you use the Amplify shader editor for everything, and the waterfall is just, I mean, it's not that difficult, It's just we use the there was a software to create splines. So we just created a spline river, spline waterfall, and then we all applied a material that I custom made. It's based on. I tried to copy over my Unreal Engine material because basically Unreal Engine has the amplify functionality by default. That's just the material editor. So I just tried to make a one-to-one, as closely as possible copy of all the materials. Obviously it doesn't look like exactly one to one, but this is just just an animated plane. We have a normal map, you have a displacement map on top of it that moves the vertices a bit, and we have some foam textures that blend in together and have a bit of noise and a bit of anti-tiling. It's all like if you have this asset and you have amplify, you can open it up and see exactly how it works. It's not that difficult.
I love it when people use Amplify and then you can just edit it. Have you looked at Unity's own one then? Their render.
So I did. I did look, but when we were doing most of, like initially when we were doing the first Dreamscape pack, the Unity's the shader editor was limited only for URP and HDRP, I think. So it was not a solution because we wanted to support both built-in as well. Because I'm not sure, Unity still doesn't share the how people adapted to URP and HDRP. They don't share the numbers. So I have no idea if more people use the URP version of our stuff or the built-in, etc. So I kind of have to support at least URP and built-in. So because of that, Amplify can do both, and at that point, the shader editor couldn't. I think the shader editor does do everything right now, the built-in Unity. So it's something that we might, try to move over to, because
Amplify is great that you can just make it and then convert, just save it into all three versions for you. You don't have to
exactly
do a lot of work.
Exactly.
Chat says the fascinating to see that Unreal devs being interested in stylized art packs. They thought it was all about hyperrealism.
No, I'd say right now, I'd say at least our community members. I did a poll. We have more Unreal members than Unity, so I think the interest is just as great in Unreal as it is in Unity.
This is your meadow pack, I think. I've opened it up.
This is the mountains pack.
Oh, is it the mountain? Yeah, there you see.
Yeah.
You know your stuff.
Yeah.
And there's some sacrificial skulls.
Yeah, exactly. It's all part of that, environmental storytelling that I kept telling you about. It's fun. It's fun for me when I build these things to have a story in my mind. So even if it's just a background story, but yeah, that's part of it.
So do the packs work well together? So you can mix the meadow
Yeah,
and the mountain
that's
and
that was I guess that was the whole idea. It's like they're all made using like we established what's it called, a pipeline early on, and then everything new that we built, we tried to build it on the same pipeline. So we had like some criteria about how the material should look, how the textures should look, how the shapes should be. So they're all, as far as I'm concerned, they're all compatible. You can use them together, and people have used them together quite wonderfully.
a question: are there fish in the river? Good question though. To find out, are there any
No.
animals in these packs? Because in your latest pack, you've got
Yeah.
sheep.
Yes. So I mean, there's no fish in the river, unfortunately. Like, I'm not really I wouldn't call myself a 3D artist. I have a game design background, but I did enjoy the 3D part of it, and I did learn, across the years, especially like working with the talented 3D artists, I picked up a thing or two. And my wife, obviously, starting from zero, but the bottom line, none of us can do characters, like zero. But now, uh, in earlier this year, we started hiring because we are, let's say, a lot of our customers just want more. They said, I like your packs, I bought them, but can you do more? I want a city, I want a castle, I want whatever. And with just the two of us, it took us like 6 to 8 months to make one of these from scratch, and that's not a very good release cadence. If it's 6 months per pack, like if we want 20 packs, that's 10 years. I don't know if the asset store's gonna be here in 10 years. In 10 years, so we decided to hire somebody. So we hired a character artist initially for, but
Oh,
so we hired a character artist. It was initially for a project that was not meant to be. We were supposed to do a contract project with another company, but it kind of fell through. So, but we obviously we really liked his work, and we said, okay, you're gonna do some animal. You're gonna do some animals for our next pack, So we were already starting working on the village. So they did the sheep, the chicken, and the pig for the
oh,
village.
I do love the haircut the sheep have got.
Yeah, yeah. So
And your pig looks very juicy. You can eat that
yes,
pig.
very, very. Like I like, yeah. I'm not. I don't know where I was going with the juicy pig. I figured I'd stop before it went too far.
Chat asking they would love to see a speed video of the level design.
Well, actually, it's so I'm trying to, like, obviously, if possible, I'm trying to take a different view, a different role in these packs. Now that we have more artists, so coming back from it, like since then, the character artists, we hired two more artists this autumn, so we're much bigger than before, and I'd like to try out something like that. I'd like to bring more awareness to our packs by just showing people how they can combine them, like just speed level design, as damn be cool said, like just create small videos with small interesting scenes and ideas that I had using our assets and packs in combination, and just post them on YouTube.
That would be awesome. I would love to see that.
Yeah, so it's something that I definitely like to do, and I think it would be a great showcase for our work. So hopefully earlier next year I can start doing a few of those.
Oh, I'd love to see some bushes with fruit on that we can pluck.
Oh well, I mean, I'm not sure. Do we have the village thing open or not? If
I will
we
open
have,
the village. Is it in the village
okay.
one? Oh, cool. I'll show that
we
one.
we do have, yeah, we have some apples. We have an apple
Oh,
tree. Initially, I wanted to have more
yeah,
stuff.
berries on bushes like blueberries.
Yeah, yeah. but it was just we had just too many things back then. Like it's always about like when do you stop? You can always you can always add more
Oh,
and more stuff,
mushrooms.
but yeah, we have mushrooms, but at one
Yeah.
point you just gotta release it.
That is huge.
So
How do you decide when enough's enough?
I mean, usually if a certain time without releasing a certain time passes before releases, I kind of start to panic and tell everyone, okay, start wrapping it up. We're gonna cut this, and this, and we're gonna release it in a month.
So it's literally it's when you start to get those tingles that you're like, it's time to release.
Exactly. Exactly. It's been too long without a release. People are gonna lose interest, etc., etc., and just do it. So
Oh, I love it. Now, one of my favorite is the campsite, and you've got a
okay.
daytime and a nighttime. I'm gonna
hmm
guess that the campsite is one of the newest ones that you've done.
Nope. No, it was made almost entirely by my wife.
Wow,
It yeah. It was actually it's
she
an
needs a
this is
raise.
an no, it's just fine. It's okay. She doesn't need more. Uh, it was
Just,
it was
just to
it
remind chat
initially.
that your wife hasn't joined us tonight because she's busy taking care of the new baby. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you, thank
Um,
you.
so she's not here to basically
Nope,
hear
I
and,
can
and
say
and 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 go. Yes, I do deserve more percentage of the company.
no. I mean, actually, to be honest, it's she's the one. Like, she's the conservative one. Like with spending, she's the one that likes to save, etc. I'm the one that just that doesn't spends more money usually. Like I know it's sometimes usually it's reversed, but in our case, she's the one with the saving. I'm the one with the reckless spending. So
The other one who's trying to get more than just hot dogs. I understand. Now, say
exactly.
it looks like Valheim. I know as well. I love this. This is the character from Enhance exclamation mark Enhance in chat. So this character here, and I wanted to throw him in to show that yeah, there's a load of, and also exclamation mark humble, because Blink have also got some great stylized characters that are currently in the humble bundle that you
Yeah,
can get hold.
there's a ton of humble bundles out now, like at the same time. Kind of weird. Don't like it personally. Kind of camping. Whenever there's a humble bundle with a lot of these assets, the sales of the assets that are not included in there kind of suffer. So I kept waiting. Okay, come on, pass.
I love these little tents that you've got in here as well. They're fantastic.
So the story with this one is that we made it before any of the things we call Dreamscape now, but it flopped. To be honest,
Really?
yeah, it flopped, and at one point we didn't know why exactly, but then at one point after we launched, I think both meadows and mountains, we got an invite from Unity to for their Halloween sale, and there weren't a lot of Halloween props packs, so obviously they invited us, even though it only sold like 2 to 3 a month, like disastrous, like not
Wow.
really, yeah. So I figured, okay, it's now that we're gonna be in that sale, the first and maybe only sale, it's going to be included in. Let's try to update it a bit, like especially the demo scenes. Like you're coming back, it had a very simple and primitive demo scene, and I think it just didn't showcase the assets that well. So I came back, redid the demo scene, added a couple of nice foliage, trees, improved the lighting and the mood, did just a bit of polishing for the textures, like not much. Most of the assets are the same, and then released it as version 2.0, and it worked. It was a pretty big hit during that
Oh,
initial
good.
sale, and it's continued selling well ever since. So
That's you need that good first at the beginning, like to get those review numbers
yeah,
in. and that visibility with Unity. Dam's asking, is the Blink bundle worth it? It is worth it. Even just like the bundle itself, just one or two of those assets, you've actually made the money back for the Blink bundle.
Exactly. Most bundles are worth it.
Yeah, and the stuff looks great with, as Tom was saying yesterday, it looks great with the Polyart Studios stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We I mean, like we had a deal. We gave in some of our assets. He's making most of his sins with our assets, so it's pretty good. It's a good relationship.
Oh, lovely. I was going to say the only issue with this one is that your post-processing profile, it's a little bit aggressive, but it's great for a demo video, and you don't need to have a massive demo scene with the asset for your demo. You can make your demo video, Alex, with a big demo scene and look sexy and everything, and then just provide a smaller demo scene with the asset when you sell it.
I don't like that, because I don't want to promise people things that
they'll be like, this isn't in this video wasn't in the asset.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do that. Like and I think maybe I shouldn't do that, but it's just kind of something that, like, if something's in the video, then it should be in the demo scene as well. And I think the demo scenes have values in themselves as well, because a lot of people, like the ones, obviously not necessarily the ones that are just ripping it out and selling them on Steam, even though it's it's their right, they bought the asset, so as far as I'm concerned, they can do whatever with it. It's okay, but it's a learning resource as well. A lot of people said, like, oh, I love the detail, and I love how you did the cliffs, and I love how you did, like, a lot of people especially starting out in the games industry, it's, you've been working here for a while, it's really hard to get to understand how games are made, like on a professional level, and you have tutorials, etc. But usually a lot of tutorials are made by people that are new themselves and just make simple things. And I think having a well done demo video, especially the later demo scenes, especially the later ones, which were made by really talented level designer, and not me, like my friend, show you are a resource in themselves, showing you how level flow is, how to pack foliage and acid density to have like a nice composition, etc. So I think there's a lot of value in them.
There's one update I would like to have with this pack.
Yeah.
Can you guess what it's going to be?
Chicken. Want more food?
I want the chicken to have versions of the chicken eaten. I want tiers of eaten chicken.
Well, you're gonna love our, not our village pack, the pack that comes afterwards. We have a lot of food made for it, like a ton, like chicken, pork, fish, cakes.
Is there whole, and then there's eaten bits with flesh ripped out, bits on the bone?
I mean, that's not, to be honest, I haven't thought about that, but that's a good idea.
It is very good, because you're going to need it in the scenes of people, like, animating with their, and like when your character and the players eating the meat and stuff. There you go.
Yeah. I'll ask our artist to make some eaten variation as well.
Let's have one more.
Thank you for the follow, and thank you for the subs, by the way, and Dan.
Thank you
so much. I forget, if you're subbing on the channel, you're helping my children eat and get assets so they can be coding too. My youngest makes games now, Alex, using Scratch. So my youngest is a developer.
Great. I wanna teach my my daughter to make games as well.
Oh, I found one bug.
What?
I found if I was playing this FPS mode in here, I'd be like, why are there floating door brackets there? Door hinges.
Yeah.
Oh.
Instant refund.
It is an instant refund.
0 out of 10.
How can anyone not sub after that heartfelt plea? Exactly. How could you not sub after that? Now, as we know, Unreal sucks compared to Unity, as everyone at home will know. Unreal is a terrible engine, especially for foliage and for large open world scenes.
I don't know why anybody uses it.
I don't know either. It is literally a disgusting and dirty engine. Can the text on the scroll be changed? What is the texture?
Unfortunately, no. We didn't discover the magic of what's decal back then. We were dumber, so unfortunately not. But our newer stuff can be changed, and
Could you not just make it a completely custom texture for it? And then there you go.
Oh yes, I mean, I think like right now, if you want to change this text, it's pretty easy because it's just a flat projection. You can take the texture and add text in Photoshop directly on top of it, and it should work fine. So it's not that difficult, but unfortunately, in this case, it can't.
But you can update this asset with a newer version of the scrolls that can. Well done, thank you, Alex. That's a good update we just found out on this.
Coming tomorrow.
As I was saying about the engine that shall not be named, because it's. Do you know what? I'm going to be spending my Christmas holiday doing more and more Unreal stuff. I actually started. I won't say it started, but I used to do Unreal Tournament development using Unreal Tournament, making mods as games, long before I started anything in C# with Unity. So I should, you know what it's like. So I should be able to go back to Unreal now, shouldn't I? It should be. It won't be that hard for me. I loaded up Unreal, everybody, to start playing about with this beautiful asset that's on the !Polyart, and I was like, I'm lost. And then I was using Unreal 5. I went back to Unreal 4, and I felt a little bit more comfortable. So I think I'm going to need some time over the Christmas holiday to get up to speed with Unreal 5. Incurie, what are you apologising for? Is it because of my comments of Unreal? Well, I was only joking. I was playing Days Gone, and I didn't realise Days Gone was made using Unreal, and oh my word, the environments that it can support. It had... Alex, Days Gone came out, 3 years ago? 3 or 4, right? I had about 200 zombies on screen running fast at me with a load of other props and nature on a high resolution. I've got an old crappy graphics card and an old crappy CPU, and it was still performing brilliantly. I wouldn't say perfectly, but it was still, I was getting a good frame rate on that.
I mean, you're giving Unreal too much credit and the devs too little credit. They're completely, can I say crap? They're considered horrible games made in Unreal Engine that look bad and perform worse. So it's not a magic box. You still need to do the work yourself. It's not gonna fix your issue. But the buildings do have interiors. Actually, yes, you can. If you go further in the village, you can enter some buildings.
Why don't these doors have a script on them so they open when I click on them? I mean, 1 star.
Yes, I did that. People did ask me that, and basically,
Did you tell them this is an art asset? Go away.
I mean, it's something like that. It's like we could have made all the buildings have interiors, but what was the point? It's just to showcase that they can have, and everything's fully modular, so you can just make interiors for all the buildings. But we made it for a few of them, for a few different ones, to showcase that you can, and the rest are just empty because it would have taken us a lot of time to make interiors. And why? What would be the purpose of it? Just makes the asset flipping a bit harder. But
here you go. Makes it exactly that. Do you know what your comment about the developers? Yes, And so saying here, it's down to the devs. Too many folks think the engine makes the game, and exactly that. I like to point out that where I work, they're making a game called Rebel Riders, which is an amazing mobile game made with Unity, and it's using URP. Well, and they've tweaked and done their own changes to it. You can get easily over like 120 FPS on a crappy old mobile playing Rebel Riders. And as anyone knows, I've been making my own driving game, Chicky Taxi, for my kid, and I loaded it up on the mobile. I was getting 10 FPS, 15 FPS, and I was like, crying, banging my head, like, how are you guys getting such amazing performance? And they're like, because we're good. That's the answer. It's down to the developers, not the engine. It's how good you are.
You're poking Unity with a stick and saying, do FPS. Right?
Well, that's the thing.
We're FPS like the monkey concept.
Look at these haircuts on this sheep. I love them. So did he do the animations as well?
Yes. The Elvis haircuts for the sheep. I requested those in. Oh, big fan of them.
Do you have a version of the sheep that have been sheared so they don't have all of the wool on them?
No, we didn't.
So you
didn't want to be that graphic. We have a version of the sheep without the hair.
Yeah, I saw the one that had the Elvis haircut. And what about baby lamb for lambing season?
No lamb. So just and we should have had the slaughtered lamb as well, right?
There's loads of. I don't want a slaughtered lamb, but there's loads of things I would love. Chicken. Do you have little baby chicks or just the?
No, just the thing is that these were an experiment. To be honest, I'd like to have more, but it's just it was the first time we included this, and we just wanted to see how our customers reacted. And I mean, the reaction has been pretty. I don't think it had any positive or negative.
No,
impact.
You deserve better customers.
I mean, it ain't much, but they're ours. But I think it's just about what you're trying to build. A lot of our customers, clients, they want to make high fantasy games with heroes and villains, etc. I don't care that much about having pigs and chickens. I think they would be much more suitable for a farming game. And I think right now we don't have enough farming related assets to justify having we have enough stuff for a farming game, but it's something that I do want to have. Like initially this village was supposed to have a lot more farming stuff, like more growable crops and more types of fruit trees and fruit bushes, etc. But
talking about fruit bushes, can the apple be plucked from the trees?
I mean, we have a version without the apple. So
do you have individual apples?
No, I mean that's a bit. That's not something that's tree. Oh, individual apples. Yes, we have like individual apple meshes, but not on the trees.
There you go. So I could take the individual apple meshes and add them onto the tree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You could take, for example, in this case, if you wanted to make the harvestable trees, you could use the trees without the apples, add the 3D mesh apples with code, spread them around the trees, and just harvest them.
So John says the pig bathing in the mud is adorable. I know, it's awesome. I do want to have a slaughtered pig, so I shoot it with an arrow and then I skin it.
No, come on.
Take the meat out.
That's too dark.
But it's a survival game. That's what that's what we do. And chat also loving your windmill. It is a lovely windmill.
Yes, thank you.
The water wheel, rather on there as well. With the water the effect of the water going on the wheels.
Yeah, we can go into the city, spend a bit of time in the. Have you checked the inn? It has some interesting rooms at least. It has
there's nothing inappropriate, is there?
Well, I mean, depends. It could. I think it's safe for work. For work.
Is there? And do you have a butcher's?
Not as such, no. But we're so.
Man, the level design in this is crazy.
Thank you.
It is. Look, it's your own fault if this gets asset flipped. You have no one to blame but yourself. I'm tempted to flip this.
Well, you'll definitely flip our next our next pack. So we don't have like again we wanted to add more shops, butchers, etc. But it's just spiraling out of control. You know, we
You
had
should
too
do them
many
as
stuff.
add-ons.
We're gonna do them like either as add-ons, but we've already started making them. Like we've made a blacksmith, we've made a potion and magic shop. We're gonna make a food shop with more meats and stuff, but we're gonna be working on like Gothic castle next.
Nice.
We've started working on that pretty far along in development, so that's next. And we plan to have like a proper city with proper stores and merchants, and basically this times 100.
Because you're like, this would work great with the if like you had on the hill, on the mountain there, the Gothic castle.
Yeah. It would. I mean, we'll see. I have a couple of ideas for the level design. It's gonna be even crazier. Like think different seasons in the same level, a siege on the castle, things like that. But I'm not gonna spoil it too much.
Now, how does this perform on mobile though?
I mean,
is this optimized? How are your textures? Are we looking at about 1 million draw calls and 10,000 polys?
I mean, 10,000 polys isn't a lot. I mean, depends for what. Like for a book, sure, but
yeah, exactly. For
what?
For my Apple.
No. Basically, what I'm gonna tell you, what I tell everybody: can you play this scene on mobile? No, because how can you play a large open world scene on mobile?
There's a sheep and a chicken in there.
There you go. That's. I guess so.
But if you had the culling, pretty fierce.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Obviously, there's like you can take this scene and do crazy hardcore optimization and make it work for mobile. But out of the box, like it's meant to showcase the beauty, like the colors, everything. So this doesn't work for mobile. But all our assets are like I try to keep them super low poly. They share a lot of texture. And we after we build the buildings, we merge them into one single mesh for draw call. So you can definitely use all our assets for mobile projects, and some people did. It's just the demo scenes are not made specifically for mobile.
You were telling me something before about your custom shaders being special so they're optimized.
I mean,
what was that about?
So, I mean, maybe I now I need to justify.
Were you overselling it?
I mean, so the thing is that I thought, and Unity works differently from Unreal, but when making stuff for both Unity and Unreal, not a lot of people do it. Like, there's quite a lot of publishers that just focus on one. We, for better or for worse, I guess, focused on both of them, but we can't just. I mean, sure, but
it makes sense. If you want to make twice the money, you sell on 2 different platforms.
I think it's not as easy. I think now, like looking back, at it, maybe if we just focused on one platform, we would have had more releases out. So generating maybe the same money, maybe more, maybe less. But we decided to focus on both of them for most of our packs. So now we have like a community that's kind of split, and it's too late. It's too late to walk back, right? We kind of have to release it on both of them, so which is fine. But in order to do this, we had to make some, improvements to the pipeline. We had to basically write shaders that work the same on both Unreal and Unity. So like our texture formats, our models and everything, we can just drag and drop and use the same ones without having to pre-export them, etc. And for the shaders, basically we use a couple of shaders just a couple of big shaders with a lot of different options that you can toggle on or off. And if you toggle them off, they don't have any performance impact. So that obviously reduces draw calls, and that ensures compatibility with future stuff. And because it's the same shaders, basically how it works is we have a shared resources folder, and when we upgrade the shaders, basically we release a new pack, and we make some updates to the shaders, etc. Then they're gonna get installed on top of the older shaders, and they should upgrade the older shaders as well. So you'll always have the latest version of the shaders, of the different possibilities if you buy our latest assets. For example, we added like what's moss, you can moss.
I was going to ask you if the moss is modifiable by the shaders. What?
Yes.
That pig is eating a chicken, by the way.
Yes. Pigs do that.
I know. Pigs will eat anything. I've watched Deadwood. If anyone remembers Deadwood.
I haven't seen Deadwood. I saw like there was the English one by Guy Ritchie. Not Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. The other one.
Snatch.
Snatch. Yeah, it was in Snatch where.
Was the person being fed to the pigs?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Good movie.
I think that's what my wife will do if she ever needs to conceal my body.
They have pigs though.
It's not too far.
Yeah.
Chat talking about the weather. It's 1.1111 degrees Celsius in Houston. It's going to be minus 13. You need to put yourself in a lovely meadow, lovely environment like this in a village where it's nice and sunny all day long.
Nice and sunny, warm, but not too hot. It's
exactly.
perfect.
It's perfect. It's lovely. Get yourself a pig and a chicken. What more could you want?
Yeah.
So, what you were saying earlier about how you're needing to tweak for Unity because of how it renders and looks different to Unreal. Is that so? Now you're changed your workflow and how you're designing your shaders. Does that mean you don't have to make different modified textures for both now?
So basically, this is like at one. There's part of the technical implementation where it's the shaders, where you can just use the same formats and it will work without giving any errors. And then there's the artistic implementation, which is what I'm talking about. Like, you can have the same shaders and the same texture, but it just doesn't look. The lighting is different, how it renders is different, so it just doesn't have the same impact on Unity and Unreal. So you kind of have to modify the artistic, how the texture looks. Or how the model looks. For example, the trees. The trees, I think these look, a lot of people say they look great in Unreal, but when imported into Unity, they look flat. They just don't look great. So I had to remake the foliage for the trees, and basically I shared it with our community members, and they like it much better. So, things like that. Or like the textures on the wall of the house. Here in Unreal, you can see the cracks a bit and you can see the fading more, but in Unreal it was just kind of lost, so I had to go back into Substance Designer and just tweak the intensity and add a bit more detail so it pops out a bit more. Things like that. Not major changes, but they still take time, and it's still like, you're eyeballing it. It's not, it's not a science. You never know what people are gonna like and what people are gonna want, so it's always a guessing game.
Yolin says that in Unreal there's more depth, better color ranges, making better looking grass, etc.
I think out of the box, yes, but I think, and I've seen that you can get maybe just as good looking grass and everything in Unity, but you have to play to the strengths of the engine. So sometimes it means making changes in order to maximize the beauty value of it.
I was thinking of getting that HB, what's it called, Yolan? HBAO on Unity. It's on a sale again. The ambient occlusion asset that everyone keeps telling me I should get. I'm thinking, do we still need it with the newest versions of Unity?
I think the newest versions of Unity have have improved the post-processing capabilities, because that's one of the reasons we're kind of moving to newer versions of Unity, because older versions of Unity didn't have that many uh, image effects included by default. Like, you could get them from the asset store and they look great, but me as a publisher, I can't really include them in my in my pack. So I kind of was forced to remain with the default one.
I love
So that
Beautify. I'm a big fan of Beautify. I think
yeah,
that's
like
great.
I have customers that use Beautify, and yeah, it looks great, but I can't use it. I can't use it to publish on the asset store. So that's I'm really happy with newer versions of Unity, like first with the gas thing that I mentioned, and now with the post processing, and I think I can get better looking results out of the box now than I could last year. So that's great.
So, are you tempted to actually use all of your assets to make a game with you and your wife and your team, or are you just happy
Oh,
where you
I've
are?
been. I mean, I'm always tempted. Like, the reason why we started doing this is because eventually I do want us to make our own games, and it started out as as something to fund our games projects, etc. But it kind of grew into its own thing eventually, and now, like, I still want to do that. That's still my end goal. Like, I've been making games for 10 years. I don't want to stop and just do art now, but it's about that, that uncertainty versus the certainty. Like, we know this business. We're not the biggest publishers, not by a stretch, but we still do alright. We still do enough to expand our team slowly but surely. And it's like, if we're gonna make a game, that means a big risk. That means a super big risk, because here we can make an asset pack in a couple of months, and it's gonna succeed or not. We only wasted a couple of months. But if we start making a game, and we might waste a few years if it flops, and it might be, if it you're aware that in the games industry, like, your first game isn't a hit, that's it. You fold. Usually you fold, or the company folds, and I'm a bit scared. Like, I'll admit, I'm a bit scared. I kept postponing the game, saying we're gonna build more environments, have more passive revenue, have more stuff, but I'm not sure until when.
Yeah, exactly. You got to keep going until you don't need to make any more assets.
Exactly. So there's still at least a couple of assets that we have planned and are in that development, like a couple of big ones. And after these are done, I'll just have to figure out what we want to do. With the company, initially just wanted to make games solo, like with my wife. Now and the scope of them was pretty small. I had ideas about games that we could make just by ourselves. But now we have a team. We have artists, etc. And now,
Oh, your
obviously,
appetite's getting bigger.
exactly. The scope is bigger. I'm not thinking like a solo one, two-man dev project. I'm thinking bigger games, like bigger worlds, like bigger, more epic gameplay, more epic scenarios, etc. So but that comes with an increased risk. So the answer is, we'll probably make games. But if we do make games, we're probably not gonna use uh, the assets that we're selling, just because art is probably our strong point, and we do want to leverage it.
So you will use your art.
Well, we want to make new art.
Yeah, but it's still your art.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously. Yeah, we will use our art to leverage it, but maybe not the assets that we make.
Is that
for
because
the
you don't want people to
marketplace.
say that you've asset flipped your own assets to make your game?
Well, I mean, not necessarily
Don't
that,
buy
but
this game. They just asset flipped this asset. Here, look, it's an
you know,
Unreal.
I think, I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. And I'd like to see, like, the Uno reverse, when we say, well, actually, we made those assets. Like, boom.
Actually, we made those assets. That's why we had those demo scenes, so that we ourselves could flip it.
Exactly. We flipped ourselves. We flipped ourselves. But we make these assets because it's hard making games, especially as a solo developer, or small team, and you can't do everything. You can't do the programming, you can't do the game design, you can't do the art all by yourself. I mean, some can, the guy that makes Stardew Valley, I think. I mean, I guess Notch, but Minecraft wasn't very graphically intensive. And there are situations, but for most people, it's just not something that's going to happen. So here, I think we're trying to provide value to customers. You come up with the idea. Your strength is the idea. Your strength may be the programming, the gameplay, and we'll help you out with the art. You can use the art to what I think I had a pitch, like make your game as good as it deserves. I think I had
that's a
some
nice
Facebook
pitch.
ads.
Yeah.
Had some Facebook ads with that, and I'm serious. Like I think with using our assets, somebody that has a great idea, has coding skills, has design skills, can realize their vision, their dream, without having to either learn a new craft completely or having to spend a lot of money hiring free 3D arting, because most indie devs don't afford it. So that's why we're doing it. But for us, our strength is the art, so there's no point in using already existing art where we can just make art ourselves. Maybe we'll probably use other solution. Probably use like character controllers or gameplay packs from the marketplace. So it's about leveraging what you have, and taking what you don't have from the marketplace or from other places.
Chaz asking, is there a pub? Yes, there is a pub.
There
it is.
It's the Dragon's Head, I think.
Yeah, it's a lovely pub.
You can see the pictures on the walls are screenshots from our other packs.
Oh, good bit of
Just
advertisement
a nice
there.
bit of self-promotion.
Yeah, I love it. I handed the bundle to my cart. Well done, Yolan. I hope you used the link from chat. !Polyart in chat. ! And also ! Yolan. If you've got too many assets and you're struggling to keep track of them all, and you've got some that are on GitHub and some that are on other sources, then why not use Yolan's asset project manager? Yolan, you can type your own ! Thank you, Boak Dub. Thank you. The project asset manager from Yolan Other, available in the Unity Asset Store, which is currently on a 50% sale. Congratulations, Yolan, for also being in the sale. An ! Polyart. Somebody give me an ! Polyart in chat, please. Because you get a link to both the Unreal and also the Unity. There is no affiliate link for the Unreal one, so I don't get any money. But still, you can buy this on the Unreal one. So how long until this is on Unity?
Early January.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the level design that's left.
Will there be an early release discount?
There always is.
Lovely.
After launching with an early release discount, I can't see why anybody would launch without it. It's a great way to get some visibility, some people in, etc. It's great. So there will be.
What number though? 10%, 30%, 50%?
No, I tried 10%. Doesn't do much.
I find 10% to be an insult for an early release.
Yeah,
discount.
And I don't like. I think 50% is too aggressive. Like if I discount my stuff 50% out of the gate, I feel that I don't trust it. I don't trust it's gonna do well. So I usually settle for 40% for the first few months, and then, have 50% afterwards. So probably 40%.
That's good. That's an acceptable early discount, as long as it wasn't at the 10%. Otherwise, I'd have to cut you off.
No, I never. I agree. Like 10%, I don't. Like 10% never made me buy anything personally. So I figure like probably the same for everybody else. Like, what did you buy because it was 10% off? That you wouldn't have bought it anyway, and not much.
Now, unfortunately, with Unity, it seems to be difficult to do the upgrades. If somebody already owns one of your Unity assets, can they do an upgrade to the bundle, or is there no upgrade path?
Yes. I mean, there is an upgrade path. It's cheaper. I forget. Let me check. It is cheaper. So there's upgrade pass for everything, but obviously Unity doesn't support cumulative upgrade pass. So if you have one asset from the bundle, or if you have two assets, it's the same thing. I can't. It's just
Well,
I can't really do much
shall we
about
give
that.
away one asset of each of your the Unity ones,
I'm sure.
and then whoever wins, then they've got the opportunity to do an even cheaper upgrade, because there'll be the 50% discount and then the additional upgrade discount, and I think it might put the bundle at about 60% off, above the 50%.
I'll actually no.
I think,
Upgrading and sales are not cumulative, so in this case,
I think they are, because I've done it before on a different one.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, you can try it.
Okay. What we need to do is somebody who wins has to then go to the asset store and buy the bundle and let me know what the price was. Obviously, it's going to cost you money, but you can't argue with the quality that you'll be getting.
It's a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice you need to make, chat. Should we do that, Alex?
Sure.
Right. So let me pop back over to the web browser so we can see.
Unless you wanna keep my vouchers or sell them on.
I normally sell them on eBay.
Weird pirate sites.
it's messypiratevouchers.com.
Gonna have to DMCA you as well.
Too late. I think sometimes upgrade path discount is higher than the sales price. That can happen. I see. So St. John Limber, that's where my confusion may be.
I think. In this case, it's not, since it's 50% off, and the upgrade is not. It's only probably 10. A couple of. I don't have the numbers, but it's not $70 off. Upgrading, so because of that.
Art and Game, exclamation mark Art and Game in chat, by the way. Nasos, he does some crazy upgrade discounts, a $50 asset is now for $5 or something if you bought another one of his assets that was $10. It's like, I bought an asset that was $10. Now I've got a $50 asset that I can buy for $5. How does that make any sense? And he's like, I want to reward you. You bought my things. Isn't good?
That's nice, Does he say it in that accent?
Yeah, because he's Greek. That's his accent that he does.
Cool.
And if you go to exclamation mark YouTube, you can watch my live dev interview that I had with Nasos from Art and Game, which was also one of the Christmas, I think it was on the 12 Days of Christmas live stream. So there you go. So we're getting distracted. So we'll do one of each. And rather than me having to do all of them one by one, I'm gonna do it this way. When you're putting your names in, if you win one, you're not allowed to put your name in for the next one. Okay, because I want 4 different people to be able to take part of this and reap the benefits of this amazing giveaways that we're doing. So, everyone ready? Exclamation mark raffle in chat. We're doing the meadow. We're doing the meadows first. Let me pop back into Unity. While we're, I guess that's the wrong one. Where's my Unity window? Here's my Unity window. So we'll open up the meadows. Exclamation mark waffles in chat. And we'll go to Meadows Scenes. By the way, if you've got Nature Renderer, look, they've made these really nice tools for these really nice packages here. They can just double click, and if you've got URP, just double click, and away you go. And also depending on what version, 2019.4, 2019.3. Brilliant. I love that. It's really, really easy to use, and it worked for me.
Awesome.
It did work for me, didn't it, Alex?
It did, man.
It was a Christmas miracle. Unity's bugs are the gift that keeps on giving.
I mean, you know, everything has bugs.
Yeah, but
Unreal has bugs. Unity has bugs. Our assets have a lot of bugs.
I tell you what, I was using Unreal today, not with well, yeah, I was actually using your asset, but it wasn't your asset that caused it to crash. It was a different asset I was using in Unreal, and Unreal did crash. So, yeah, I'm not going to say Unreal's perfect, but my God, it's beautiful. This is Unity. I like your tree. I wouldn't say your tree is looking flat.
I mean, these look good, but the tower ones. I was specifically mentioning the tower ones look flat. These look great.
Yeah,
I
love
like
the little
this.
sheen on that. That's beautiful.
But the tower ones are a bit. We'll fix them. We'll fix them and
And I love your wood. You got good wood.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, went into the ground. Entries have stopped already. That was a quick raffle. That was a very quick raffle. Might have to increase the duration. 2 minutes might be a little bit too short. So we'll announce the winner of this massive demo scene that you can flip to your heart's content.
Flip it. Use it to get funded on Kickstarter.
Exactly. Exclamation mark flip it in chat, please. Exclamation mark flip it in chat. If you are a subscriber to the channel, you can use your own flip it emotes as well. Did you know that I've got flip it emotes, Alex?
I did not know. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Sanyo, for sticking the flip it in chat. There it is. Look, exclamation mark flip it doesn't do it. Did I delete the command? I'm sure I had. What was it? Exclamation mark flip.
There is like a flip it.
Flips? Maybe. Oh, it's flips. There you go. Flips. Tells you how many flips you have. You collect flips by being in the channel.
Nice.
So the winner is Yolan.
Congrats, Yolan.
Yolan's not well.
Oh.
Yolan's won the meadow. Yolan's not feeling well. I hope you're feeling better soon, buddy. So the next one.
Hope the meadow makes you feel better.
I hope the meadow makes him feel better too. It's very sweet of you, Alex. What a lovely thing to say. Especially when he has a look at your wood. I'm sure you feel a lot better. Tower. Now, how does this work? You've got Tower, HDRP, and Tower URP as separate assets.
Yes. Get one. You can upgrade to all the others for free.
Oh, that's good. I was about to say that's a bit of a cheek. You're charging people 3 times for the same asset.
It was an experiment to see, because I told you Unity doesn't provide how many people use URP, HDRP, etc. So it was a chance for me to see.
And what was your results of that experiment?
About the same number of people use URP and built-in, and almost nobody uses HDRP.
Really?
At least for style, at least for our assets, because stylized, maybe not as many people use HDRP. They prefer the more realistic approach, but at least for us, HDRP is kind of dead on arrival.
I was going to say that. I think what you'd benefit most out of your assets and HDRP, by the way, Unity's frozen, is the lighting.
Yeah, guess not.
So
guess maybe not.
Exclamation mark raffle in chat. When you get this, you'll be able to go to the store and get the URP one and the HDRP. This is built in, by the way, and it looks lovely.
Yeah.
So you were saying that I don't think they look flat.
I don't know. It's art, and you can debate art forever. It's just about personal taste. So some people like it, some people don't. I'm one of those that don't like it that much, and I think it can be improved, just with minor changes to how the foliage and the leaves are scattered, etc., and changes to the lighting. And I'm gonna try it, see if it pans out. If not,
lighting, yes, but at what cost? At what cost, indeed.
That's true.
What I'm Loving these clouds in the sky. Where are they from?
Made them. Have our own custom cloud shader.
No way.
Yep.
You got your own custom cloud shader.
Yeah, you have our own custom everything, and that's kind of what makes supporting these and making these compatible with stuff difficult, and that's why it's always a quest to just improve our workflow.
Did you ever feel like maybe you might be making life a little bit too difficult for yourself?
Always. Everybody tells me that, but
I like to always point out that Dowie from the environment has shaders for HDRP, URP, and built in that if you purchase his asset for just, I think it's $50, might be on a 50% sale right now. Somebody does an exclamation mark Dowie in chat or exclamation mark D environment. You'll be able to use his shaders, his CE shaders, in your own assets and sell them. So you'll never have to manage your own shaders ever again and sell them in. That's a great offer, isn't it?
Yeah, I might take him up on that.
There's two E's in DE environment. It's DE environment. Well, I think it's just do an exclamation mark Dowie. It'll be easier. So yeah. I'm surprised by that. Not more people. I always try to remind people or tell people who don't know about this that because people always say, it's such a pain to have to manage custom shaders. It's a subset of shaders that has a few nice ones. Exactly. It's not every single shader. It's the subset CE shaders that it's got there, which are the community, available to be reusing.
Awesome, thanks. I'll definitely check it out. I'll definitely check that out.
And he's in my Discord, so you can always just hook up.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Alex, now you're in my Discord, you've got access to the super secret publisher section, asset publisher game developer section of my Discord that's only available to people who have been given the special red flag on Discord.
Cool.
And unlike Unity's one, this is where people can insult other, Unity and to their heart's content and not worry about Unity spying on them, even though Unity probably are lurking in that Discord as well.
Yeah, we have an internal channel in the Unity one, but I'm not sure how safe it is. So
exactly. So you can come into mine and just slag off Unity to your heart's content, and they don't mind at all. Should we announce who the winner of this one is?
Oh.
The winner is Stella. Stella, you've won the tower.
Congrats. Hope it serves you well.
You could have sounded a little bit more enthusiastic on that one.
Sorry, it's just getting late on me. But yeah, congrats, Stella. Hope it serves you well. May you flip it on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, Steam, and every and Epic and the Epic Store as well.
I love that. It is like he has. How old is the baby, by the way?
8 months.
8 months. So that's 8 months of no sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh wow.
So we're pretty much, we're the zombies from what game? The Days Gone.
Days Gone, yeah. Oh, well, the Days Gone zombies move very fast. I would suggest a bit more like you like the Walking Dead zombies.
Yeah, we're the Walking Dead zombies, the ones that from the later seasons that I completely rotted away.
Exactly. I was like with like a bit of a tree coming through.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we're going to be raffling the mountain with the sacrificed skulls on there.
Yeah, you can make if you play World of Warcraft, this was inspired by Molgor, the torrent starting zone. So you can make that.
Oh, see, I haven't played World of Warcraft since my wife banned me.
I mean, what were you doing?
Well,
how much were you playing it?
She loves World of
Too
Warcraft.
much. Too much.
No, but here's the thing. I wasn't playing it enough to be any good. Okay, so we would play together, and she would take me to the hunting grounds of a low-level person so that I could grind up and increase my skill. And because we used to play Star Wars Galaxies together, and I was very good at that, she thought maybe my skills were transferable into World of Warcraft. Apparently they weren't, and I would spend most of my time aggroing by accident really powerful enemies and then screaming at her, "Heal me! Heal me!"
Okay. Cool.
And this was quite early into our relationship, right? So she basically said, like, if you think that we're going to carry on seeing each other, you're going to have to stop playing Warcraft with me. I'm never going to play with you again, or we're going to break up. So it was...
Does she still play World of Warcraft?
Oh, yeah, she does. And because I now work for the company, I'm really in her good books. It's like the years have been working to this point that she now is married to someone who works for the company that makes her favorite game, at a point where now she's not that much interested in the game as she used to be, but because but now they've made the new DLC, she loves it again, and she's and so the new expansion for World of Warcraft, if you haven't yet got it, do go over and buy it, because it was so good it converted my wife to come back to playing, and she's paying her monthly subscription, which I forgot. It actually costs us money every month to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, don't tell your colleagues at Activision. Or maybe do, but World of Warcraft got pretty bad in the last few expansions. But I'm enjoying Dragonflight. Like with the limited time I have, I'm actually really enjoying it, and I think it's great personally. So
my wife was saying the same thing. She was very disappointed with the direction that the previous ones were going. And she was like, "Yeah, it's really good. It's like they've listened to everything everyone said."
Yep. Seems like it. So I'm having fun. It's a great expansion, especially like the environments are amazing. Like I took note of a few, got some inspiration. So
you're gonna be stealing as much as you can.
We're gonna be flipping war environments soon.
So just to make it clear to my bosses, no artwork is going to be stolen, just inspired and recreated by the amazing... Oh, I found a bug.
What?
Look at that.
I can't see.
Oh, it's on the... I'm showing on the...
Yeah. So, it's a feature.
It's a feature. That wouldn't pass with Activision, mate. I'll tell you that now.
Are you sure? I've seen some pretty janky zones in World of Warcraft as well.
One thing I love is when I was playing Days Gone, and there was like a deer stuck in the roof of a building, and my main character was on fire, and I spent another hour of storyline mode with my player on fire, and none of the other characters took notice of the fact that my player was on fire. So anyone at home, if you are making a game, it doesn't have to be bug free, doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry, even the triple games out there aren't perfect. All right, the winner of this one is Chris. Watch me make games. Well done.
Awesome. Congrats.
Me make games has won the mountain. And now, one of my favourite, which is last but not least, which I thought would have been your most recent one, which isn't.
What?
That shocked me. It really did. So the campsite, how long ago was the campsite made?
Oh, 2019, early 2020.
Oh, wow. All right, let's do a reset, and I'm going to say campsite. Okay, if you've already won, so Yolan, Stella, and Watch Me Make Games, Chris, you're not allowed to enter this one because we want somebody else to get a copy. So ! Raffle in chat, and Unity are doing the wait 10 minutes after clicking play because my CPU is being used up by OBS. And it works really well with these enhanced characters, exclamation mark enhance in chat. And also works really well with linked characters, exclamation mark humble, to get the humble bundle.
Oh, quick question. Is it okay if I plug a survey, and
Of
you
course.
can plug a survey? I'm trying to get my community, and not necessarily my existing community, other people to decide what would they like to see from us next. So
Great question.
you can vote. So I'm gonna give you the link on Discord, and you can post it on. I'm not signed into.
Yeah, send it to me. Give it to me on the Discord.
Yep. Second. So it's just a simple form. You have several selections. You can and if you do complete it, you enter a raffle to get one of our asset packs, existing or future. So you can keep it for free.
Why didn't you tell me about that before? I would have signed up earlier and got myself a chance to be in for that.
Alright. You can still be in for that.
I'll give you the link. You haven't posted the link yet. In the
Oh,
Discord.
one second. just finding it. Okay, there you go.
Let's see. What have you posted me?
Thank you, Stella.
That's a bit of an inappropriate message you've just posted me now. What does the name Boshi Time mean?
A game called I Want to Be the Boshi, and it's a fan game made out. I'm not sure. Do you know the concept of fan games?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. It's one of those super insane, brutal, sadistic platformers made by complete psychos, and that's how the game is named. And for some reason, the main character is an exclamation mark with a gun, and in the background, you sometimes hear it's Boshi time, Boshi time, and it makes no sense, but I kind of liked it.
I'm sorry that I asked. No.
So it's a very inside joke.
Okay then. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to move on very quickly. So these are were these generated by AI? Where did you get these concept pictures from?
No, man, I just from Outstation.
Ah, okay. Oh, I'd love a stylized Roman Greek village. Oh, I'd love a stylized dwarven mountain.
You can vote up to 3, so you have a bit of leeway.
I'm gonna go that one. Pirate Village. Pirate Village might be cool. Not that bothered about modular characters because there's a load on there already. Oh, see, the steampunk would be awesome, but I'd want something that could be mixed into your other ones, and the steampunk would be too far apart. Mines and caves. Dwarven village. Egyptian Middle Eastern. I'm going to go Egyptian Middle Eastern, Roman village, and mines. But then I could have gone dwarf mountains and mines, and it could have been the mines of the dwarf.
The mines of Moria.
Yeah. Oh. Can't I have 4?
No, only 3.
Oh. Nick Dollars, we need them all. Yeah, we need them all.
I'm sure you want them all, but we can only make a few. But like, if this works out fine, after we make the top 3, we're gonna make another poll and get the next top 3 and so on.
See, if I was going to choose Pirate Island Village, I would go with Tropical Island as well, because you need the Tropical Island for the Pirate Village.
Yep, exactly. So, but yeah, like these are all ideas that I'd like to make. So it's not just random ideas that I plucked out. These are things I'd like us to make, but we can't make them all.
No, we can't make them all. Right, the winner is Bit Gamey. Just like this meat that we're looking right now is a little bit gamey. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Can I get an exclamation mark shout out for Bit Gaming in chat as well, please? Can somebody give me an exclamation mark shout out at Bit Gaming in chat? Wow. Do you know what? We've been on for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You need to get to bed.
I don't need to get to bed.
Right. Give my massive congrats and thanks to your wife, Joanna, for making such amazing art assets.
Thank you.
Um,
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me in here. I hope I didn't bore you.
You bore me? Never. I'm afraid that I might have bored you.
It's the first time I'm doing something like this, and I was a bit nervous, but no, I kind of relaxed and.
Did you need to drink any alcohol?
No, that's fine. Just some iced tea for me. Cool. So thanks a lot for having me here. It was really fun. It was great. Maybe we'll do it again sometimes. And thanks to your viewers for watching us. And I hope you enjoy the vouchers and the packs. And if you're interested, join our Discord. You can give suggestions.
Let me put the link for your Discord into the chat.
Okay.
That would actually be good, wouldn't it? If I promoted your Discord.
Yeah. Show me a bit more.
There you go. You've already got the exclamation mark Polyart in chat where you can go to both the Unreal link or the Unity link because you've got 2 sets of different assets. If somebody's bought your Unreal assets, are they able to contact you for a personal discount to get your Unity ones directly from you?
Yeah, I usually it's a manual process, but I usually just give them a voucher for free if I have vouchers available. So it's.
How lovely are you? You are so lovely.
Thank you. Like I personally, I'd love to have a store where I can just sell you both versions, but not yet. Maybe sometime in the future. We'll see.
Well, mate, when you've got the new assets available, right? So you've got the village that you've got Unreal. It's going to be available on Unity by the end of January.
Yeah.
And then you're making the castle. When's the castle going to be ready?
Plans are end of early to mid March.
All right. So let's say after the castle's out on Unity, because I still won't know how to use Unreal by then. You got to come back on the stream, and I will try to make a project using your assets to see how best I can flip your demo scenes and to see what you think about my asset flipping.
Cool. Awesome. It's a date. Hopefully by then I'll sort out all the bugs and issues with these older ones and get them up to speed, so you'll be able to flip them that much easily.
Perfect. Wonderful. Mate, thank you so much for coming on. You have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, mate. What a lovely man. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now. And down below, there's that big juicy subscribe button. And right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.